Hello and welcome to the Weber channel. I am Jason, your host. We're going to do a bit of a quest video here. Now, the thing I loved the most about the Quest Pro wasn't the headset, it was the controllers, the almost perfect tracking ability of the controllers with the inside-out cameras. Only base station based outside-in tracking ever comes even close. I would say I couldn't tell the difference when I was using Beat Saber on the Quest Pro and using it with my 4 base station tracking with the index. I could not tell the difference of tracking quality. So when I got the Quest 3, I'd already heard that the Quest 3 controllers, because they don't have the ring, at the start they weren't as good tracking. And I always had the problem with Quest controllers where when you put your arms down by your side, because I've got long arms, my hands are outside the tracking of the headset. And so therefore, whenever I put rest my hands comfortably by my side, I was losing tracking on hands. So Quest Pro controllers, love them. So when I bought the Quest 3, I had a bit of money spare and I bought a set of these to go with it because I realised you could pair them with the Quest 3. So the first little review is of the Quest Pro controllers using with the Quest 3. Freaking amazing. Literally, I can put my hand, once you've turned them on and they've calibrated themselves to the headset, you can put your hand anywhere, behind your back, down by your side, anywhere. Doesn't matter, because they've got the cameras built in that in 3 directions of movement know exactly where it is and can send that data. So that's the first thing. And while we're talking about these, let's talk about what the I like my index controllers, and part of the reason for me liking the index control is the way they stay on your hand. Because I have quite big hands, so my hands are almost too big for the controllers. So these grips, very nice, very comfortable grips. A little bit of fake leather on them there, and they hold really nice. There's no problems with them. I can move them around and they're comfortable for sessions. Now, the company that make them is one that I've never bought stuff for VR with. Globular, GLOBULAR Cluster. That's the name of the company. The brand is Globular Cluster. Globular Cluster QP2 silicone grips covers for Meta Quest Pro controller with knuckle strap and PU leather cushion pad. And they're really good. I actually really like them. I mean, how long they last, I have no idea. After all, I'm just starting my Quest journey. But as far as comfort goes and ability to have them on your hands and not have to worry about being able to relax your hands and not have to grip, it works really well. So that's that. Now let's look at the other thing I bought. Let me grab it. Let me pause this. Okay, so the facial interface I'm using on here, if you can see, it's very, very comfortable material, lovely memory type foam on it. Far better than the one that comes with the system. And this is by AMVR, quite a well-known brand. It's in VR, face cover pad, Quest 3, but yeah, ice silk cotton, and it is really comfortable. Sorry, I was just looking at my reflection in the actual lenses. I can't help it. You know, I get distracted very, very, very easily. But yeah, it's a very nice setup. Got little vents at the top for a bit of airflow. And basically, it feels really comfortable when you've got this on you. So yeah. Now, what else was I going to say? Give me a sec. Let me put this back because having it in my hand distracts me way too much. Way too much holding this in my hand. But yeah, really nice, really comfortable thing. Now, I have ordered the new Bobo VR with the battery pack on the back. So when I get that, I will be able to do a little bit of a review on that too. But let me pause this. I hate not having this. I hate not having this screen on here. So at the end of this video, let's do a little bit of a subjective comparison. The Quest 3 compared to the Quest 2. Better in every way that I can tell, except for maybe battery life and the controllers. Although I think the new controllers have had a lot of updates and they're probably comparable now to the Quest 2 controllers. I can't know because I use the Quest Pro controllers with it. But I did have a Quest 2 for quite a while in the past, and the Quest 3 is more comfortable. The visuals are stunningly different. The pancake lenses are amazing. And if you have a good internet connection, if you have a good wireless connection, it's amazing. It really is. So that is a definite. I would now suggest, if anybody I know who's got Quest 2, swap up to the Quest 3. It's a bit more expensive, but the difference is night and day. I've been playing a lot of PCVR through it, and it's better than the Index. Never thought I'd say that. Is it better than the Pimax Crystal? Well, we can't really say that, can we? I mean, come on, think about it. The Pimax Crystal is a £2,000 headset. You can buy the basic unit of the Pimax Crystal for about 1,500. But if you want outside-in tracking and you want any extras with it, if you're coming from the Index, it'll cost you just buy the base unit, and then you can buy the faceplate. So you're at 1,800. And it is bloody brilliant. The software still has a few issues, but inside-out tracking isn't bad at all. And outside in tracking, a few glitches, but really nice. Wouldn't say it isn't as perfect as the Index, but the Index has been around for a very long time. And so lots of updates. So the Quest 3, I would say, is nearer to the Pimax than to the Index. And the price of it, I don't know how much the base unit is now, but the price of the base unit, I've got the 512, the top of the range one, the one with extra storage. But if I was to redo what I'm doing now, and I had the choice of spending £2,000 on, and let's remember something. If you want a Pimax crystal and you don't have base stations, so you want 2 base stations, and you'll want to get yourself the index controllers on top, you're coming close to £3,000. And is it worth it for £3,000? No. The Pimax crystal is not worth £3,000. Is it worth it if you've got an index and you've got the base stations and you've got the index controllers and you want an upgrade path? Yes. Yes, it is worth it. If you've got the money, it will be absolutely stunning. So I would say Quest 2, Index, Quest 3, Pimax. And so yeah, I wish that the Pimax didn't need specialist software and it could just use SteamVR. It uses SteamVR, but there's a layer between the SteamVR and the headset of software, like the Vives. So yeah, if you were coming into VR now and you had £500 to spend, I would say Quest 3. And that is even with me hating Meta. I hate Meta. I really hate Meta. I hate the closed market approach. I hate all of that. But even with that, when I put that Quest 3 on, it's like, holy shit, they've done some amazing things with this. And every single patch and every single patch that they do, sometimes it messes up stuff, but nearly all the time it brings something brand new to the table. So the support's there long. I mean, look at the Quest, how long they supported the Quest 1. And now the Quest 2 is still getting massive updates. And the Quest 3 is like, and the Quest 3 pass-through. Oh my fucking God. Finally a pass-through that's depth correct. It's not perfect. It's no Apple Vision Pro, but I tell you what, I've walked around my garden, I've walked around my house, I've input password on my computer screen, I've used the pass-through while I've been doing dishes and stuff like that. It works. The pass-through just is really, really nice. You could leave the house with that and not be in danger. Remember that time, long time ago, when I took the Quest 2 outside and I walked around the block just to see whether it would help with my anxiety, and it did. Well, yeah, I could do that there, but with the Quest 3, you could actually do it. You could actually move around. So, even though I hate Meta, I love the Quest 3. And so much so that I'm happy that I got rid of one of my Pimaxes, because I bought 2 Pimaxes. It was a massive investment when I had the money end of last year to replace disability aids in the house. It was a massive investment to buy 2, but that was because I couldn't trust. I was new to the company and I didn't know how things would go if anything went wrong, and that I couldn't chance not having it. So I bought one, saw how amazing it was, and then I got another one. To put it fair, I think there was a deal being offered by Pimax, £150 off. Remember, I didn't have to buy any extras with it, so the base unit, whereas one of them had all the bits and pieces, the other one just had the unit itself, and it was something like £1,700 it would have been, but my contact at Pimax was offering £150 off. But then I went on Amazon, and Amazon had this fucking sale on, and I paid something like £1,250 for the Pimax, my second unit, which was well worth it. I can tell you, well worth it at that price. But once I started having it in the house after checking it, the first one was so reliable that I never used the second one, and it was silly to have it there. So I sold it to a friend who can make good use out of it. And that money allowed me to buy a few other extra items. So yeah. We are... I mean, this was a questy one, but we've got to also remember, you've got to remember, caveat here, because people say, how can you afford to spend that much money? Remember, now I can't. Now I can't. Now I have no spare money except for money I either save up very slowly, or if I sell an item, and I don't like to sell items, if I can only use them. Like recently I've sold my Apple Watch because I hadn't used it in 6 months. It was just sitting there, so I sold it. I sold my Apple Watch on eBay recently because I used my Whoop to track my sleep and my Garmin. These I love. The Apple Watch I could not handle. Too many, having to charge it every night to remember to charge it. No. This thing is actually, let me just, 33 days of charge left on it. 33 days of charge left on it. Looking amazing. And this tracks my health and bios and everything. And brilliant. And the Whoop does as well. So I'm getting distracted, aren't I? Yes, I am. It's okay though. It's okay. We're focused. We're doing a 20-minute stream. Well, not stream. We're doing a 20-minute thingy. And so what was I talking about? So yeah. So before Christmas, as you all know, and I will keep remembering, the only reason I had that large amount of money was to replace all the items I had to sell. And remember, because I use technology as a coping mechanism, as part of my treatment, primary treatment, it's all in my medical notes. Yes, I could use that money to buy stuff like the Pimax. But I will probably never ever have that kind of money again. I will have to, from now on, as per normal, as to per back when I was in the other house, save up slowly, over time. Like everybody has to. So don't expect to see large purchases. The only reason you'll see a few purchases is because I sold my Pimax, and therefore there's something coming that I don't want to talk about because it's going to be a surprise. It's a retro thing. It's a retro thing anyway. So pretty much the last retro thing for the house. So I mean, I wanted to buy an arcade machine. I so desperately wanted an arcade machine. Oh my God, I still want an arcade, but I've got nowhere to put it. There is literal no room in this house, in any room, to put an arcade machine. I know it would be a wonderful coping mechanism. I know that I could have it sitting, if I could have it sitting somewhere, and even if it was an original Space Invaders or even one of the upgraded ones of Space Invader, I could hold on to those controllers and play that game and be taken back to the 1970s when I went to Wales with my dad to Tenby and we found the first version of the Space Invader arcade. It had come to this little caravan park by mistake, and had been given to this little chip shop that was on the actual caravan park. I don't know if anybody knows that caravan park. I can't remember its name, but it was a caravan park, and just across the road was the old army firing range. It was no longer used as a firing range. Of course, you could go walk down onto the beach, and but you could always find. Used to collect bullets and everything, spent cartridges and things like that from there. But I don't know if anybody knew. And this little tiny, we had our caravan there, and they had this amazing arcade machine. I had never seen one before. It was like, holy shit. I spent every little bit of money I had. Because, of course, when you go on, you save up money for going on holiday. And I had pocket money, an allowance I can spend. And I was glued to that machine in that chip shop for the entire 2 weeks of the holiday. That's why my dad bought me the Atari 2600 with Space Invaders. As you can tell just by me talking about it there, if I had a freaking arcade machine in this house with Space Invaders on, it would take me back to that time. It would be amazing. But I can't find anywhere in the freaking house that I could sit one. Nowhere. If I could find anywhere in this house to put an arcade machine, I would put one. I would sell something to buy one, but I can't find anywhere in my house that I can fit one. Which depresses me, because, well, you can tell just how it affected me just thinking about that. Quick. Now I'm going to have to start trying to look around the house again to see if there's anywhere I can put one. I shouldn't have really started talking about it, because now my brain's like, but Jason. You could find somewhere. You could find somewhere to put it, and if you could find somewhere to put it, then you could put an arcade machine in. If you could put an arcade machine, then you could have an arcade machine, and then you could play Space Invaders like you did when you were a child. Frick. This is what happens with my brain. We've gone off on one, but you're seeing me go. My brain wants to. I'm going to have to go now. I'm going to upload this, and I'm going to go around the house with a freaking tape measure. And try to find a place where I could put an arcade machine. I don't think there is, because I've checked everywhere, and there is nowhere where I can put an arcade machine. I want to put arcade. I really want to put an arcade machine somewhere, and I don't have anywhere to put an arcade machine. And it would make me so happy, and it would be a wonderful, justifiable piece of thingy coping strategy for those times when things are going bad, and I can't find anywhere. Okay, focus, stop the video. Oh, it's almost 25 minutes. My apologies. No one will watch this one.